Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweatsy Toys and I am Allison, and this is a channel where we make and discuss and enjoy and love all things small, which is the best size of things in my opinion. And if it's not in your opinion, then you are wrong. So in today's video, you're gonna watch me stumble through making this a very, very cute Lundby scale. I think they're called dry bars. Very popular in the middle of the 1900s. People loved. I'm gonna do this like I'm an archaeologist. So in the middle of the 1900 ages, the humans loved to consume tobacco and alcohol. They fucking loved it, okay? And they had a shrine in their homes, a very large shrine in their homes, dedicated, sometimes an entire basement, dedicated to the consumption and enjoyment of those vices. Of course, now we know that those things are poison and you can't do them every day. But back then it was a better time. It was a naive time. And, you know, doctors told women to smoke to lose weight. And, you know, you could smoke while you were pregnant. And you could probably even drink as long as it was just a little bit. I also like the thing that, like, if you're an alcoholic, then it's like, well, just drink beer. That was, I think that was also a thing too. But anyway, so yeah. So I just felt like if I was gonna, I just started this rebuild on my, on this, I'm not sure what year. I'm gonna say, I wanna say 1973. I'm gonna guess. Lundby Stockholm. I bought it last year. It came with 2 extensions. I was just really excited to find them. They're not the most common dollhouse in America anyway, because they're European. I think they came out of Sweden originally. And that's why the scale is a little bit different. This is like 1/16 scale, whereas sort of the standard dollhouse scale is 1/12, which would be 1 inch. So an inch equals 1 foot. But because of the metric system, it's a slightly smaller scale. But yeah, so I was really excited to find one locally last year, and with 2 extensions, which is really fun. But it's pretty much like a full rehab. And I do have one other one that's like, I want to say it's the Lisa, and I think that was like the smallest, that needs a full rehab. And then I have the Gothenburg, which is, it came to me like in absolutely pristine condition from the original owner. I had to drive to New Hampshire to get it, but it was $50, and it's like chef's kiss, and it had a full house of furniture, and it was just like very beautifully cared for and stored, and it's one of my fire items, which by that I mean like it's one of the things that I am taking with me if there's a fire. My husband can fend for himself. So anyway, I've been overwhelmed by working on this dollhouse, and it is quite daunting. Like a dollhouse, you think like you can go through it pretty quickly, but it's it's really a lot of work because it's like, I'm like, oh, even just doing one room, I'm like, oh, I have to, and I feel this way about my own house too. I get overwhelmed because I'm like, well, I can't pick the bedding because I haven't picked the wall color. And I have, you know, like, it's like I need a theme and I need to make a vision board and like do all of these things. And then that all feels like so much. And then I just get overwhelmed and I do nothing. So I decided to like approach this in a different way. And I was like, okay, I know I want to make a bar. So I'm just going to make a bar, right? And, you know, and now it's starting to like, oh, well, I could have this kind of wall, you know, it's kind of like the flow is kind of coming out of that. So that's been really fun. And it's taken a lot of pressure off me, you know? So yeah, it has like a second floor, living room type space, or that's what I'm going to use it for. So that's going to be kind of like the entertaining, like drinking social area. So anyway, yeah, made this and enjoy the video because you're gonna see how this all happened. Oh, a couple things, like a little housekeeping. I feel like this video might be a little bit, like cut a little bit longer and slower than maybe some of my other videos because it's so instructional. So hopefully that's not too boring for you. I'll try to keep it spicy, but you know, I'm trying to share all of my wisdom. Trying to share my wisdom with y'all, right? And that takes time, okay? So anyway, enjoy the video and I hope you like it, and cool. I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, bye. Okay, so I put like a darker, I started mixing it slightly darker and I'm a lot happier with how that looks. But look at this. Look at that circle. So annoying. So, I mean, like I said, I'm going to do some aging. So hopefully that hides it a little bit. But again, kids, make sure you're paying attention to your wood. Because could I recut that piece and sand it and stain it? Yes, I could do all of those things. But you know what? I'm not going to. So, this is a lesson learned for me to pay closer attention. So to add a little bit of dimension to the wood, what I'm doing is, and I'll show you on this piece, even though maybe it doesn't really need it. So I prefer to use a watercolor brush because they can hold a lot of water. That's the whole point. So kind of put down some water. Could be clean. It could be, you know, just very watered down pigment. And then I'm going to come into my pigment. And I'm just going to tippy tap it, right? Like around the edge. And you can see it kind of just blooms. You can kind of continue to build that up. Now I'm going to clean out my brush, take the excess water out of it, and through doing that, it's gonna pick up some of the excess there. So I'll just kind of keep doing that, and you can use, you know, more pigment. I like to work kind of slowly. And this is the base again, so it's not really, doesn't really need a long, painstaking process. But like, see how this is kind of like a little streaky? I'm just gonna dab at that a little bit to kind of pick up. I don't ever want like a hard edge, right? I want it to look really natural. About palette knives, get one that's like, I'm gonna refer to this as full tang. I'm sure that's not the right name, but see, there's no solder. Some, it's like there's a solder right here, and it almost always snaps eventually, especially if you're using like oil paint and these are like sitting in, you know, some kind of Gamsol or terpenoid or something. Yeah, the solder just, it makes it weaker. So you can see this is just one piece. That's what I always look for in a palette knife. I'm gonna, even though this paint is really disgusting, I'm gonna try to make it work. Let's just see. And I love these enamel palettes as well, because I use a lot of water. So, oh shit, what do we think about this? My husband would call this color septic. I kind of like it. I think let's try it, and then, you know, we'll see. Yeah, it might be a little too yellow. Let's see how it dries. I do like it. I think it's gonna need just a little bit of that to get it more in that avocado. What do we think about that? I think that might be more the right direction. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, my dog is driving me crazy today. I literally just let her in. She's, I'm gonna figure out where I think the shelf should go. So I'm gonna say like just halfway, right? That seems like the easiest. Oh my God, my dog is driving me crazy. Seems like the easiest solution. So we're at like 60 and a half. Let's see what we are on this end, because I did a real bang up job. Oh, it's actually straight. Shocking. Okay, so we'll just call it 30, right? We'll just call it a dirty 30 and move on with our lives. I should say too that I learned so much about how to design and assemble furniture from Julie Warren on YouTube. So check out her channel and subscribe to her Patreon. What, Noodle? So I just want to make sure that these, yeah, okay. So this one will be 30 as well. So this will be the line for where we are going to glue our shelf. Actually, I think I'm just gonna like, where's my jig? All right, so I think what I'm gonna do here, whoops. So I want this curved in there, and I'm just gonna go like that. You might recognize this jig from my must-haves video. So I think what I wanna do is put a piece of trim, just so it has like another little something to hold on to. It's not necessary, but I do think it's just like smart. Oh my God. Why do I have 3? I mean, I know why, because I am awesome. I have 3 trims in 3 different thicknesses. I'm gonna use the stuff that I stained already, and I'll just stain that other piece if I run out. Oh my God, my dog is driving me crazy, you guys. Really don't want her outside right now because she just had a bath, which means she's freezing. It's like 20 degrees out. All right, it's time for a Fezziwig Toys exclusive. So I bought these little squeezy, like injector bottles. What are these actually for? Tell me that. And then I never filled them because I was like, oh, I think it's gonna get clogged. But the big bottles get clogged, so why does it matter? So we're gonna try it. I don't know. This is just PVA white glue because I don't even know if it's gonna go through this. Oh wow, this is like the smallest. I feel like this hole is too tight. Like I ordered the wrong size. That works pretty good. I'm still gonna smooth it out. All right. All right. So we have that in place. So we're just gonna do like, you know, maybe here to here or something. I'm gonna be honest, love this. This should go on my must-haves list already. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see once it sits in there for a couple days or something. Maybe it'll be crappy. And kind of once you get it going, it's not too bad. So I want to make sure it's, because this piece is in a little bit, so I want to make sure it's flush with the outside piece. And not flush with that inner board. Now I'm going to go in and take my toothpick and just remove that glue. It's just good hygiene. I am just a trash monster and I break things. And so the more securely I can design them and build them. Like most people designing at this small scale would not put this little extra piece here, but I'm going to because I know myself. And the stronger I can make this, the better. Just gonna kind of make this, use the glue as wood filler. All right, I've kind of filled the crevasses in. Just gonna hold this for a minute. You know the drill. Let it catch. We gotta let it catch. Oh my God, you guys. I'm like seeing it. I'm seeing it now. You would think that by this time I would have the level of filming experience that I This is why humans are the worst. I thought, hey, I should just change my battery. But humans are just naturally just useless and lazy. And I was like, it'll be fine. Actually, I did look at something and I thought it said 7 hours, but obviously it wasn't about my battery because my battery went dead. So let's look at this. So we have the whole construction. And, you know, there was some ugly little shimming that happened that we're gonna paint and blend in. And now it is time to add the quarter round, which I'm happy about because also the quarter round is gonna add, you know, more structure and support. Okay, so what you wanna do is you want to hold it, like I'm gonna hold it out to here. Right? And then I am going to mark this, right? Because we want a 45-degree angle to there, right? Because it's going to piece together that way. And I just do that because I'm a little bit dyslexic and it makes more sense visually for me to do it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it and then I'm gonna start at the very edge and cut it. Oh my God, am I cutting at the wrong angle? We're just gonna trust that it's the correct angle. And I don't see how that possibly is. No, it needs to go, see, even I like, it's really hard, it really is. Okay, I'm gonna cut this end off. I did a lot of this when I did my coffin, and so it was a real nightmare. Okay, so we want it to go this way, right? So that's the angle that we want it at. Oh my God, it's so hard and stressful. Okay. So if I cut it, isn't this literally what I just did? It's not gonna be right. You guys, it needs to be the other way. Okay. Oh my God, you guys. No, that's not right either. I told you it's really, really hard. Okay, I'm just gonna trust and I'm gonna cut this at this angle. And then, yeah, so it does. See, there's a diagonal there. It's just so small, it's really hard to tell. Okay. And then I'm gonna line it up like so. And now I'm gonna do the same thing. So we know that this is where this ends. So we want the piece to cut back from there. And so we want it to go the opposite way. And then I'm gonna put my knife right down at where that cut starts, like that. Gosh, I think this blade is getting a little dull too. Either that or it's just that this wood is very small and soft. So, and then let's just tape that. And now, maybe with this, that will fit like that. That cut will match. Well, in a perfect world, that cut. Oh! I should have waited for this to dry, is what I should have done. Okay. So we want that there. Now, cut that. So we want it to go out, right? I'm gonna cut this a little bit big because my last one was like a little short. Because I can always trim it or sand it. I know you guys probably aren't seeing this, but yeah, so I need to trim that a little bit, but I'd rather trim it a little bit than have it too short. Because if it's too short, then the piece is garbage, right? Okay, so, wait, what just happened? Why all of a sudden did this piece get enormous? Okay. So we want that there. Yeah, it's still very, very big. So essentially you want it to come direct out of that corner, right? Because then this piece is gonna fit into there. So actually, yeah, it's pretty freaking close. Like, I feel like if I just sand it a teeny bit, it'll be perfect. Ugh, this wood is very soft. Ugh, see, it's not, I didn't cut that right. Either that or maybe. Yeah, there, that's better. And I mean, I'm still gonna have to fill it. It's so small, I just don't know that like, I can get that perfect clean edge that I would like, but it's, I mean, I wanna be like, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. But we're gonna go with that because, you know, is it gonna show up in a photograph? No. That's what I need to remind myself. Get caught up in the minutia of it all. The minutiae, am I right? Y'all know about the minutiae. Yeah, I mean, it's very annoying. I'm gonna fill it, obviously, with some glue. Okay. And then last side, yippity dippity doo. Wait, I think I have like a little, oh, that angle actually fit pretty freaking good. How lucky are we with that? Okay. I like how my battery's like battery exhausted. It's like, bitch, be less. Okay, be less. My battery is a total queen. Okay, now I am going to attach my base again. And then I'm going to attach my trim, and then I'm gonna tape it all together. Okay. Very satisfying. That's why I'm a miniaturist, because little things like that really they tickle my fancy. Here's the thing. Filling up your cracks and crevices will not only increase the aesthetic value of your piece, it will also make it more structurally sound, which at the end of the day, ooh, that looks rough. At the end of the day, you know, that's what we want. Now, very carefully, oh good, I'm glad I flipped this puppy over. I'm just gonna install this piece now because I really want to tape it all together and maybe even put a weight on it, just because the wood has a little warping, so that glue's like just being shenanigans. It's just being a bunch of shenanigans. All right, moving on to our next step. Now, if I was a smart person, which I am not, I would have mapped this out and drawn the lines for where this trim is gonna go. And if nothing else, I would have measured this area. I did none of that, so that's not what we're gonna do. Let's move this crap out of the way. Y'all deserve a nicer looking work area. All right, I'm gonna cut these off camera because I need to be like directly above it and kind of not out in front. And if I did that, then my head would be in the way. So, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just realizing that, remember, this is at an angle, right? So we're gonna have to make a template because we're gonna have to have like sort of a weirder piece for that piece of trim. So I'm just gonna take, normally I would use like a sticky note, but I don't think I have any, so I'm just gonna take this, put a nice groove there, and I'm going to find a pencil somewhere in this trash pile. Yes, okay. And I'm just going to go like that. And then, so this is our, I'm just using this, my cutting mat as the sort of 90-degree angle, the straight angle. Okay, so this will be our cut line. And then I'm just gonna put this piece right at the lower corner and make sure it's nice and straight, right? And then, okay, so this is gonna be the shape of that piece of trim, which is weird. So I'm gonna cut this out, trace it onto like hopefully a very thin piece of wood. Hopefully I can find something similar to this and cut it out by hand. All right, so this piece is slightly thicker. I'm hoping it won't be noticeable. So I guess we'll see. And I'm just gonna place, I'm gonna use a little tape for this. All right, so hopefully this will work. If I have to, I can sand it down like horizontally. Generally, what I say is to cut on this side so that you're always protecting the piece that you're gonna use. If you don't have, yeah, see, I don't think I have any more of this wood that's like the same thickness. So what you can do, if there's no edge here, you can put another piece of the same wood under it. So you're kind of creating some balance. I'm just gonna be really careful here, because that's what I am known for, is being super careful. You know, if I was smart, I would make this. I would do like a Bob Ross, where I make one and then figure it all out and then make another one for being on camera. All right, it's a little long, but I think it's gonna be fine. Like, long is easy. I think the trim, I think that's gonna be great. And then of course I'll have to stain it very, very quickly. When I kind of left you off with this, I was still doing these pieces, which I kind of couldn't film because it really required me to like be like this over it. But yeah, so I did all of that, which I'm really pleased with how that looks. I also designed the feet and added this little like footrest pole, which I think is just like mwah, the cutest thing. All right, welcome back. And it's been a few days. I've been just fussing around with that 3D printer. I did get this little bar stool designed. Super cute, and I love it so much, and printed, so I'm printing a second one. It looks really great. And it fits, the scale's perfect. I also bought a few files off Chelsea Makes CA on Etsy, and the quality of these files is really high. Like the level of detail, there's little holes. There's little, like you could literally use this as a cocktail shaker. I believe she has, like I think she's made videos where she made a tiny cocktail. So I bought that file. This is like a little ice bucket that's super cute. So it has a handle. It's in progress. And I bought some drinkware as well. So I'm just kind of in the process of printing things, and like I printed this, and I just feel like that's way too big. So I think I'm gonna go with a smaller, I don't know, you know, it's always a thing. Is that too small? I don't own a cocktail shaker. Maybe I need to like look online and see how big they are. That feels like that's way too big of a cocktail, but this one feels a little too small. So maybe somewhere in between. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And you know, sometimes these projects move really slow. The 3D printing, like it's 4 hours to print this chair. And that's if it prints, right? So, and luckily for some reason, this file has been behaving itself, but these smaller files have been really testing me. So at least I can get this into production. It is going to have a little cushion and stuff. So I'm excited to get those going. And so I'll be back. And we'll paint and we'll upholster. And once I get everything printed, then we can get to work. Okay, I'll see you soon. So we're moving slowly, but we are still moving. So these, this one's got some like boogers on it or something. Ah, there we go. These I have spray painted, and I don't love, I bought a different paint, and this one's called like antique bronze or something. I don't know. It's like kind of glittery. So, but I'm just gonna move ahead with it because I'm just kind of debating if I, you know, like I'm trying to see like, will I get used to it and then like it, you know? And then I'm kind of debating if I want to put like some clear coat on it to make it even shinier. And then I have the actual chair part, and that's ready to be painted. And then I want to make like a little cushion for it. And hopefully I'll kind of already have a fabric I can use, and I won't have to try to order something because that would be like very annoying. All right, so I wasn't planning on actually filming anything, but I kind of stumbled upon something that's really working, so I figured I would share. I just came down here to screw around and try to figure out what I'm gonna do about upholstering these chairs. And so one of the things I was like, well, I could use this and then cover it, but I'm kind of loving, like, look at how cool and like 70s that looks. So I'm gonna show you what I did. So what I did to make the pattern was I just essentially like placed this like this and flipped it over and traced it. And obviously it's not going to be perfect right now, but we can keep, you know, adjusting it till we get it right. And this is just like crappy paper. It would probably be better with cardstock, but so obviously I'm going to cut this even a little bit more. It would be kind of nice if it went up though, wouldn't it? Like if it kind of cut in right here. Oh, I see. Might just try to line it up like that. And then I'm just going to mark it here and here. And it doesn't need to be very deep, like maybe here. I think it's easier to cut small things with small scissors. I mean, maybe it's all in my mind. I don't know. Do you think that's true? Or is it just me? Is it just me being a big old silly head? Right, so like I think that's, I actually would like that to be maybe a little bit deeper, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it. So even though this is a little big, I'm gonna cut this now because then we can just cut it to the shape we want it later. It's always better, you know, obviously to have like too much, too much material than not enough material. Obviously. So I'm gonna make this a little bit less deep. This was just some like, this is just like some probably 1/16 adhesive foam that I had from a different project. Stuff's falling. Okay. So, yeah, so that like actually fits pretty good. So I'm gonna just trim it down a little bit to make it fit like better. Do it again, but this time good. As my hero, David Lynch would say. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do now is just cut the corners off. That's just gonna be like that. So my next thought is, so the chairs that these chairs are based off from, the padding had like little buttons, like the upholstery. So I'm like, I wonder, like, I don't want to do that. I'm wondering if there's a way to make an indentation. Let's like practice on a piece of scrap. Okay, so this I think looks pretty good. I don't know that I love this bottom design. It's the design that's on the original chairs that I liked, but so I might change that and just do the same one that's here. I think I like that better than this 5. Like I'll just move these maybe more in and not do a center one. But also what I did was I just pushed it in and then I kind of like went like that. Just like I'll show you. I think that looks so good. So now, I mean, I don't know. I'm like tempted to just do it in orange because I do like the orange. But also I kind of feel like it should be green. So, all right, I'm gonna make another one of these. I'm gonna paint them green. I still need to figure out, I was gonna do this part gold, but the paint marker I have is not like working. So it's not as like juicy. I think it's like probably close to dead or something. No, but it just don't wanna. Oh well. Yeah, I feel like it's not opaque. Maybe if I put like a white paint or something under here, it would look better. It'll show up better. So it has like something to stick to. Okay, so I'm gonna do all those things and then we will meet back and I'll show you how great I am. All right. This has been such a oddball project. It's been such a circuitous and strange project because it's a lot of parts and a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. I think that's a saying. Or he's the guy who's trying to keep up all the discs. I don't know, whatever the saying is. Because things were 3D printing and that took forever. And I was having a really high rate of failure. And painting, which takes a long time, drying, etc. So it's been weird to manage making sure that everything gets recorded and also just dealing with my own, I'm not gonna say seasonal depression. I'm not depressed. I'm just unmotivated. I'm in Maine, for those of you who don't know or who are new here or who are not related to me or live in my neighborhood. And it is so dark and stormy and inhospitable right now. And I'm normally not affected by it. So I don't really know why this year is particularly hard, but literally, so I've lived here, well, I grew up here, but then I've been back for about 15 years. I think this will be my 15th winter. And every year I've been I'm gonna go tanning in the winter because that's, just to get the warmth and the sun and the vitamin D and and I never have, right? It's just been kind of a flippant thing that I've said. And I literally went tanning. That's how much I've been struggling, and went out, got the vitamin D, which I normally take, but yeah, I've been taking a ton of that. Yeah, and I've just been I have been working and stuff, but just not my joie de vivre, my humph, my the energy that blasts the geyser, the water out of the hole, is missing right now from my life. Yeah, so that has kind of sucked, but we have come to the close of the project. So, there's going to be more videos involving this project because it's just getting long and very involved, and at some point you got to wrap it up. You got to wrap that shit up. So, but I'm really, really pleased with it. I haven't really made any furniture in a while, and it was hard, but really fun. And yeah, I just love it. And I'm gonna add a lot more stuff. We obviously, and by the way, I do not drink or do drugs. I just think it's funny. I mean, I have, but I just think it's funny that I'm making a bar. But I feel it would be rude to not offer a cocktail to your guest in the 1960s or in 70s. So yeah, I definitely want to make all the, obviously need bottles and napkins, a little jar of olive. I have ideas, but also if you have ideas for what to stock, because again, I don't have a bar, so what does my bar need, So please pass that stuff along, and thank you so much for being here and hanging out, and let's roll the reveal. Bye. Let's be best friends. Bye.